Have you ever wanted to be famous? Andrew Koloski is a 37-year-old man from New York. Also known as the Long Island Naked Dude, or Cell Waters, Andrew Koloski has been on the internet for at least 13 years that I can find. I don't know a lot about him before 2011, but it seems like in the beginning he had a pretty okay relationship with his mother and his father and his stepdad. I can't quite pinpoint when it went wrong because I'm missing information from another YouTube page that he had that he deleted.
Hi, today is December 25th, 2011. It's Christmas. Look at the Christmas tree and the presents. I'm going to start by opening this gift. It says, "To Andy from Santa," but obviously Santa is really my mom.
In the beginning, there's a lot less delusional thinking, and there's a lot more confidence in the people around him. He feels safe with his mother, it appears like. He feels safe with the people in his family around him. He even felt safe enough to participate in comedy nights.
Knock, knock.
Who's that?
I am the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer that hung himself on expectations of plenty. Come in time. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock.
Who's that?
Me, the equivocator. He who committed treason in God's name, yet could not equivocate to the gates of heaven. Come in, the equivocator. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Here's a 27 English tailor who stole a French hose. Come in, English tailor. Here you'll roast your goose. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Never a quiet moment. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I will devil order it no longer. I thought I let some of all professions take the primrose path to the everlasting bonfire. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Anon, anon, I pray you will remember the porter. Opens the gate. Faith, we were carousing to the second cop. And drink. Drink is a provoker of three things. What three things does drink especially provoke? Marriage, sir. Nose painting. Sleep and urine. Lechery, sir. It provokes and unprovokes. It provokes to desire, yet takes away the ability to perform. Therefore, it can be said, the drink equivocates to lechery. It makes him, it mars him, it sets him on, it takes him off, it persuades him, it disheartens him, it stands him up, it knocks him down. In conclusion, it can be said, drink equivocates to sleep, gives thee the lie, then leads him. I believe drink gave thee the lie last night. That it is, sir, I the very throat of me, though it required him for his lie, being too strong for him. Though it took up his legs sometimes, yet it made a shift to cast him.
Thank you, Porter.
He seemed less afraid to go outside and be perceived by other people, to the point that he would do his silly little dances in public, one he titled The Stroke. His mother proves her support very early in his videos by, for example, reading scripts that he wrote for her to help him with his videos, or being a camera woman for him, or just even telling him that his art is good.
I'm here to discuss the binary of passive versus aggressive. The passive person sometimes lacks social skills or self-confidence, and the aggressive person tries to intimidate. They use force, they use fear. Victims are usually silent, and bullies are usually aggressive.
I agree. Bullies are aggressive. Take the Sandusky issue. He picked passive kids. He didn't pick the strong, aggressive, rich athletes. He used force and fear.
Yes, he did. I sympathize more with the passive person. Some would argue that the bully is, or the aggressive person is the alpha, and the victim is lower or weak. But I disagree with that.
I think sometimes bullies are taught at home to be bullied, and they're glorified in their athletic and their intimidating abilities. Victims need to speak up and not act out, because what happens when a victim stays passive too long, they then eventually explode.
Yes. And the medium of that would be assertive. That's the healthiest way to be. That's the ideal way to be. You want to be assertive. You want to go up. You want to shake somebody's hand. You want to speak up when something is wrong. You want to not be like a hothead aggressive. You don't want to be a bully. You want to be assertive. The medium.
And not a victim, because society has to address that to glorify bullies and to let bullies rule and keep so many victims that eventually the victim is going to act out and there'll be more victims than there are bullies.
Yes. Now hit the red button.
In around 2013, 2014, he still seems to have quite a bit of confidence in his parents. He hasn't quite gotten to where he thinks everyone's out to kill him or everyone wants to do something nefarious towards him. He is still going outside, still doing videos and skits outside. Him and his classmates made a couple of videos for, I believe it was his marketing class. He has a green Organic Red Bull ad that he posted.
Hi, I'm Green Man. Here's an energy drink.
Isn't it unhealthy?
No, this is Green Organic Red Bull. It's certified by the FDA. It's certified organic. It's good for you. Green Man wants to share a Green Organic with you. And all of you.
The people that watch him pretty regularly know about his two dogs, and unfortunately there is an incident that happened that we only refer to as the dog sin.
This is Sweet Dog 1 named Emma. This is Sweet Dog 2 named Maya. This is Sweet Dog 3 named Emma. This is Sweet Dog 4 named Maya. Those are the sweet dogs.
There was some alleged misconduct between him and one of these dogs. I am not comfortable saying what it was online, however, I'm sure your imagination is not going to fail you. On a lighter note, I did find a video he posted where he was reading lines for a possible casting in a Geico commercial.
We asked respondents what service they utilized the most. In suburban and urban areas, phone ranked the highest, followed by online, followed by in-person. In-person in suburban and urban areas ranked with less than 10%. When we asked respondents what method they thought was the most efficient, in suburban areas, phone ranked the highest, followed by online, followed by in-person. This is somewhat similar to the past, but it is slightly higher in person. However, the interesting part is, in urban areas, when we asked respondents what method they thought was the most efficient, in-person ranks the highest with 35%, tied with phone, followed by online. This shows although respondents don't utilize in-person, they feel it's efficient. And it also shows that they utilize and feel phone is efficient. Our goal is to become the #1 auto insurance provider in the New York urban and suburban areas, and to increase brand awareness and loyalty amongst urban customers. We're going to increase phone communication, increase phone service. We're going to increase in-person communication, and we're going to increase customer service. We asked respondents how often they were exposed to car insurance advertisements. The three highest options were often, all the time, and daily. We summed these options and we came to the data research that suburban customers were exposed 71% of the time, and urban customers were exposed 89% of the time. This shows that suburban customers are not exposed to car insurance advertisements as much as urban customers. There is a significant difference. Our goal is to become the #1 auto insurance provider in New York urban and suburban areas. We're going to increase advertisements among suburban customers. We're going to increase exposure among suburban customers. We're going to utilize Geico's already existing campaign and expand upon it. And we're going to use the comedic and informative commercials and because that's what respondents claim they were most attracted to. As far as implementation goes, we're going to our budget for proposed projects and the implementation of our recommendations. We're going to increase customer service, increase phone availability. We're going to hand out surveys, flyers, surveys, flyers, and focus groups, among other things, to assess how well our project is going, and to see if our future growth. We're going to begin advertisements, comedic yet informative, during primetime hours, and we're going to, if necessary, consider possibly, depending on our research, opening up an urban office, because they indicated that in person was efficient, but we need to continue to research that. All goals should be closely monitored, and that was my implementation.
It seems that Andrew struggles with the idea of permanence, or being remembered when he's gone, or people not even knowing he exists now.
Have you ever seen a picture or video of someone from 100 years ago, or roughly that time, somebody that no longer exists? There's a disconnect there. You almost think that person never really existed. Well, if you're looking back 100 years from now or 50 years from now, I assure you I did indeed exist. And I have thoughts, feelings, emotions. I'm a real person. So look at me, remember me, and I'll let you know that just remember that I exist.
At this point in time, he was still going outside and still hanging out with people. I believe one of his friends that's gonna be here later in the video was who recorded this.
Yeah! My name is Yeah! And you cannot beat the cell waters!
I believe at this point in time he had nuked his Cell Waters YouTube because of aforementioned dog sin. There's a lot more uploads on his normal page at this point in time, and this is about when things started getting creepy with his mom.
Hey Mom,
Yes,
I'm sitting next to you with my arm on you.
that's nice.
Isn't that really nice?
'Cause you're my son.
Hey Dad.
Dad's not here.
Dad's not here right now. Hey Mama.
Yes.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too.
I'm sitting next to Mama.
Oh, that's creepy.
There's a dog right now. Look, there's a dog with us. I love you, Mama.
Alright, signing off.
Signing off, Mama.
Again, he has very strong interest in these dogs. Personally, I think for nefarious reasons. And he needs to prove his love to these dogs to not only himself, but his parents and his audience frequently.
This is me. This is my mom. This is my dog, Maya. This is me. This is my mom. Maya is on fire because we call her El Fuego.
El Fuego!
She's Maya, pants on fire. Maya, pantalone. What?
Right around this time is when he started singing the Dogs Are For Love song. And I'm not sure if that was meant the way I perceive it, or just dogs are meant to be loving companions.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Dogs are only here for love. Dogs are only here for happiness. Dogs are only here for love and joy to the world. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dogs are only here for
Love!
dogs are only here for
Happiness!
dogs are only here for
Joy to the
oh,
world!
it's love and joy to the world. Ah, you want to do it again?
His desire to get famous on the internet really impeded his relationships with his loved ones. He truly seemed to not care about what was going on in their lives and only cared about them helping him achieve whatever it is he was trying to do in the moment.
Mr. Mayo, so it makes more sense to get
No, you're supposed to hide that.
Hank, Cap, let me go.
Okay.
You know, why do you fucking get in my business, Andrew? Why? I'm trying to take care of my heart and talk about me, and all you think about is this stupid shit.
Okay, well,
I mean, you're so goddamn selfish. You're so goddamn selfish, Andrew.
Okay.
You don't care about anything. You're obsessed with this stupid shit.
Okay, hide the mayo, Mama.
You're going to be in a group home. I can tell you that right now. You're going to be in a group home. Hide the mayo. This is your life. Hide the fucking mayo. I can't get upset. I'm selling this house and getting out of here, and you're going to go in an apartment because I can't do this anymore. You think that this is the way life is going to be, and it's not.
Okay.
Do you realize this is insane?
Okay. Ready. Call Wild Man.
Wild man.
As we all know, I like small mayonnaise. I don't like the big jars of mayonnaise. Mom, what type of mayonnaise do you like?
Yellow mayonnaise.
You like the mayonnaise with the canola oil. So, with that being said, you know, that tastes like air to me. We're not into this video. It's not working.
It doesn't taste like air. It just doesn't have fat in it, unless you.
That is what you're not into the video.
Andrew, I'm stressed over life and death situations, and you want me to do a funny video.
Even though Andrew continually disrespected his mother to her face and did not care at all about what she was going through, she continued to support him in any way that she could.
So, Andrew K. Rockstar,
Yeah.
when did you know that you wanted to become a rock star?
When I would play the guitar every day, boom, 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 I could just sense that I had a lot of talent. Could you? I mean, obviously, as my interviewer, you can see the talent that I possess. Correct?
Yes, it's different, but also your fans, how do they feel about your stardom?
Oh, hold on. I'm just gonna take a drag of my electronic cigarette before I answer that question. Oh wait, yeah. Oh, my fans, they just love my stardom. You have any other questions?
Why do you smoke electronic cigarettes?
Because I'm a pompous smug. Ask some more questions. This is going good. I like this interview.
What are your hobbies outside of your rock starring?
There was an exercise I used to enjoy, running, but I no longer run.
For several years, Andrew would run just for hours on end. He would run all day, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't drink water, just running. I think he was running away from his problems.
If it's cold outside, I sometimes run at the gym, but for the most part, I walk outdoors. That's one of my hobbies outside of being a rock star.
Not hiking? Not boating? Fishing? Nothing like that?
Walking.
Okay. And for dining out, what restaurants do you patronize?
Places that serve gyros. I like lamb gyros.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else that you want your fans to know about you?
I want them to know that Andrew K is the way to be.
At this point, our boy is still going outside. He's still making content with his stepfather, who he refers to as Poppy.
Hello there. I'm on a quest to kiss rare and exotic animals. I'm gonna begin my journey right now. This animal is a Yorkshire Terrier, also known as a Yorkie. So that's my journey for the day, kissing two beautiful animals.
I could be wrong, but I believe around 2018, 2019 is when he started to become really worried about his health. I know at some point He stepped on a sharp object outside and he convinced himself that he had HIV from it. If we are to believe what he says online, he only took 6 of the 9 doses of HIV prep, and if he didn't get it from the sharp object he stepped on, he is now convinced that he got it from the incomplete prep. He has also in later years decided that the reason why he had the HIV scare was because his parents and stepfather were trying to get revenge on him for an incident that happened 20 to 25 years ago known as intergender wrestling. From what I understand, he was wrestling with his stepsister and there was some inappropriate touching and she was uncomfortable, and he thinks that everybody is out to destroy his life because of this.
I mean, I know we've said it over and over and over and over and over and over again, but there was no scheme to do this to me for revenge. Everybody is being honest with me. Everybody is telling me the truth. I mean, I mean, at this point, just enough, you know. You know, if it was revenge for something that took place 20 to 25 years ago, just tell me at this point, you know. I mean, just enough. It's mental fucking torture. You know, I feel like my mother, my stepfather, my father, I feel like everybody is lying to and gaslighting me. I feel like I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I didn't even think, you know, what took place 20 to 25 years ago was even that big of a deal until I, you know, got some advertisements on X, formerly Twitter, for these, you know, cruise chews, and I'm like, it got me thinking, and you know, I mean, you know, based on what I remember, and you know, obviously, anytime you know, wrestle, I mean, in an intergender kind of way, it's inappropriate. You know, I don't recall hitting a maneuver like the Bronco Buster. Yeah, I don't recall doing, you know, grabbing anybody's inappropriate area. Somebody asks, did you get excited? You know, I don't remember. I mean, my brother might have been in the room. So if the HIV scare was revenge for this, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I mean, like, was it? Like, was the HIV scare revenge for the inappropriate wrestling? You know, like I said, our you know, clothes were on the whole time. You know, yes. I mean, was it inappropriate? Yes. Did I grab any inappropriate spots? I don't think so. No, I definitely didn't. Did I get excited? I don't think so. I don't remember. Did I hit a maneuver like the Bronco Buster? No. You know, I don't know. So at this point, let's just be honest and transparent about everything.
One day, he got a visit from his friend Brian, who used to work with him in, I believe, a supermarket. And they did a video together talking about the economy.
Wow, man, I need you. There he is.
Okay, first off and foremost, this is my friend Brian. Do you want a stage name or do you want to go by Brian?
Let's go with Brian until I think about that for a minute.
Okay, cool. So in July of 2019, I moved into this apartment, which I call the Maniac Man Cave. And, you know, right now I guess it's April of 2021, right?
It is?
Yeah, sometimes I lose track of time. I'm like a dog. Like, I don't know if it's March, I don't know if it's April, but
You got the right year, though.
I got the right year. I'm in the right zone when it comes to that. But I guess the point is,
I have. He's the second friend I've ever brought over the apartment. I had my friend from the Psychosocial Clubhouse, and Brian is number 2. So you're breaking new ground.
Right.
The first male friend I've ever brought over.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Much appreciated.
So Brian was a friend from years ago. We used to work at a supermarket.
Yeah, we did.
Pathmark, which we were in grocery. We stocked shelves, right?
Yeah, caused a little bit of chaos while we were there, but stocking shelves is what we got paid to do.
Oh yeah, we were young and a little crazy. Well, maybe more than a little crazy, but yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, we definitely had a good time. That's for sure.
You don't realize at the time, but the crew. I mean, you don't realize at the time how special the crew actually was, but now in hindsight, I mean, right? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, looking back on it, it was great. At the moment, you think about the work grind and all that, but then thinking back on it, the memories are always fond and wonderful. Usually hilarious.
Right, we had a lot of hilarious times. Did you have any fun memories in particular of that crew? I mean, don't name names just because I'm gonna post it on social media. So we don't want to just randomly mention somebody's name, and they probably don't want to be associated with my channel to begin with because But
so I mean, there's one guy in particular who was part of the crew who didn't really fit in with the rest of us, and he would kind of cause us problems, and we would cause him problems back. I think you know what we're talking about.
I think so.
Very distinguished features on his body, and so basically, a lot of my memories that are kind of like conflicted, they're not good or bad, are the ones that have to do with him, because sometimes he would just purposely sabotage things to make work harder or not do things to leave on us, and then other times we would prank him or block him in or lock him in a truck bay or something, and I remember one time specifically, like, you just had enough and told him how you felt, and everyone was like, oh my god, drop the mic.
Right.
We gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you say, like, in hindsight, I cringe thinking back to that, because of how, I mean, at the time, like, you look back and you're like, oh, I was young and stupid, and I kind of regret doing it, like, in hindsight, but...
I think it was something he needed to hear. He actually kind of rounded out after that. It was,
Right, so in hindsight, I'm like, wow, I was young, I was stupid, I regret saying it. I mean, we all have regrets in life, and that was something no matter what you think of him, I could have possibly been a little harsh, maybe, but, I regret it, but, it is what it is, it's over.
But that shows that how good of a person you are, that, like, you're thinking of both sides, right? Because he did very similar things to us.
He did. He probably did. He did similar things to me. I mean, he was a jerk to me, as well.
Oh, yeah.
But even so, I've matured, and I don't hold any animosity. I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly. It's a great way to go about living. And the past, it's awesome.
Okay, so we were talking about the millionaires and billionaires of society.
Yes.
Like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg. Who is that other guy you mentioned that has...
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Absolutely.
He makes more money in a minute than I have in my bank account. So,
yeah, this man is unbelievably rich, and I guess this is like our main point of the video that we were getting to after the introduction, is that some of these people have so much money, and so much with that money comes power, because after a certain point, you can't spend the money anymore. It's about power at that point. There's no physical way that these people could spend that money if they tried. So they have the power to change the world in positive or negative ways. They just have all this power. And that's something we were discussing.
And we were also discussing how, like, if social media wants to silence you, and people, like, powerful people are conspiring to silence you on social media, they can do it. I mean, look at what they did to Donald Trump. I mean, we personally aren't fans of Donald Trump, but it was clear they wanted to remove him from the presidency. The powers that be, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musks. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, I don't think Donald Trump was the savior to society, but I believe in America we should have freedom of speech, right. And I don't know. But even so,
and they had the power to take it away.
Yeah, and these people. I mean, they could make us disappear. And nobody would even bat an eyelid. They have so much money that So I guess the point is, I don't think there should be the enormously wealthy people, the top 1%, when there's poverty and homelessness. I mean, these people have enough money where they could cure world hunger, they could end poverty, they could end homelessness, and yet they hoard the wealth for themselves. I mean, I don't know if I'm a communist. I do believe if you work hard, you should have a little bit more, a nice heated pool. But I believe there shouldn't be homelessness. I believe there shouldn't be poverty, and I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Yeah. I don't think that's to the level of communist, right? It's just a matter of perspective, because things like capitalism, the way the U.S. works, it's good. I think we have great lives thanks to capitalism. However, I don't think people realize the true gap in just how vast certain people's wealth is, and how that is on another level. It's not just working hard. There's just a certain level of okay, a lot of this just fell into their lap, or situational factors or whatever, and that the way the system is set up, that you can donate your money and then get it back on a tax return, so you're not really donating it. And it's cyclical in nature. The way we were originally set up was so that if the rich and powerful made a lot of money, the money would trickle back down and help out everybody at the bottom level too. But the way it works now is it just cycles back to them, and the gap is just growing larger and larger, and they're getting more powerful, and poverty keeps growing. So it's the way it was originally designed is not how it's working. So if it worked that way, it wouldn't be communism at all.
Right. So I guess the moral of the story is, if people, most people are stupid. They're unaware that they're being oppressed, and they're just blind to the fact that these people, are keeping them in shackles. Mm-hmm. And I guess the story is, if more people were aware of the injustices, they would start a revolution. But unfortunately, these people control us, keep us in poverty, keep us dumb and naive, and unfortunately, most people aren't going to start a revolution because most people are comfortable. They're in a comfort zone, and they're not going to start out, because when you're in a comfort zone, you're not going to start a revolution.
Yeah, I call it neo-capitalism. When I talk about this with other people.
I'm just gonna check to make sure it's still recording. I only got 10 minutes.
Oh, you only got 10 minutes on there?
Yeah, should I start a second one?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, well, just to jump back into what I was saying.
Okay, we made video number 1. This is video number 2. We're resuming. So, okay, continue.
All right. So basically, we were talking about, capitalism, and how, we don't think that certain levels of rich are okay, like Jeff Bezos, and levels that high of that amount of money is just absurd, and it doesn't help the economy. It's not what capitalism was supposed to be designed as, and that's why I came up with the term neo-capitalism, because the way things run now, the money just keeps cycling back to the top instead of trickling down because of their ability to lobby and basically get tax credits for donations and stuff. The money isn't trickling down like capitalism was designed. It's like neo-capitalism now. It's more corporation controlled, and and that is where things have gotten so dangerous, and how these people have so much money they can cure poverty, and yet they're doing nothing. And that's what you were saying before, that they could cure homelessness and all these other things, and yet here we are stuck in this just comfortable enough not to do anything about it. And there's all this bureaucratic, hard to understand paperwork and boring stuff that we really would need to navigate to understand where the problems lie. So we're kind of kept in this oppressed slave state, and we don't even know it.
Right.
Or we're too tired or
too in a comfort zone. To really start a revolution. Most people aren't strong. Most people are cowards. Most people, when people are pushed too far, where they don't care about, they're gonna scream and shout for change. Only when people hate their existence so much is when they're going to take action to start a revolution. And unfortunately, most people they have a house, they have a wife, they have children or whatever, and they're working their middle class existence. They're not going to go up against these billionaires who have more money than God, because they'll make them disappear most likely. To ferociously go combat
society, I mean, there are powerful people that will try to make you disappear.
Yeah, because we're satiated just enough. And, like you said, they have the power to silence us. They've silenced very powerful people you wouldn't expect them to be able to silence. And yet they still have. So, you know, what could they do to somebody like me or you or any of us? So, like, we're in this position where it's like, can we do anything? Do we know what we need to do? And if we did, would they just make us disappear? Like, it's such a strange place to be in that you wonder if we're going through some growing pains and we'll get out of it, or if we're really stuck like this. And, you know.
And I guess you want to what it is. I think we said a lot of good points, and you want to what it is us out.
Yeah, but I just came up with a name.
What?
So before we do that, I think you say tornado, I say tornado. I want my stage name to be Tornado.
Tornado and the Wild Men, I guess, right? Okay, that is
what it is.
It is.
I just screwed that up. I'm so sorry.
Despite everything I've just said about this man, he does have one based hot take.
For those of you who don't know about Demi Lovato, she's this teeny bopper artist who sings about depression and mental illness and things like that. But it's like intro to mental illness. Mental illness 101, it's the cheesiest shit ever. So I had an ex-girlfriend who really liked Demi Lovato, and my mom would tell me what to text her. And she told me to text her, oh, her music is deep. I really relate to it. You know, she told me basically to tell this woman that I like Demi Lovato. Well, I regret saying those words. It's kind of like the movie Office Space. It's like, I can't believe I told those fudge packers I like Michael Bolton. I don't want to get into that movie, but it's like, I can't believe I told her I find Demi Lovato deep. She's a teeny bopper. Her music is the most shallow garbage ever. I even once made a parody song about her songs. It's called Depression. I suffer from depression, so you better not be messing with me, 'cause you'll make me cry. Why, oh why? Depression makes me sad. Depression is really bad. It's like, Demi Lovato isn't deep. Demi Lovato sucks!
After hundreds of emails and being told the same thing by his therapist time and time again, Andrew develops a little bit of confidence to go participate in a comedy night a second time.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
All right. Good.
Okay, so many people joke about their race, their religion. You joke about who you are and... Okay, so I went into a psychiatry appointment. I said to my doctor, Doctor, I have something wrong with me. I don't know who to tell or what to do. He said, I've been a shrink for over 40 years. I've heard it all, seen everything in the book. Not this. I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's a little bit of mania, depression, OCD, germophobia, bipolar. Oh, and by the way, I'm schizoaffective. He said, oh my God, you're a monstrous creature. I've never seen anything like this before. I shocked the hardened shrink. Then over time, he began to salivate at the mouth. He wanted to help me, cure me of the Andrew diagnosis. But what he fails to realize, there's no helping me. There's no curing me. My condition is permanent. There's something I wanted to add in here. So I was thinking about, like, have you ever seen the movie The Incredible Hulk? Basically in the movie...
Use the microphone. Always use the microphone.
Basically in the movie The Incredible Hulk, the U.S. government wants to experiment on him. I think it would be funny if the U.S. government wanted to experiment on me because I had the Andrew diagnosis. So I become like a fugitive. Not that I did anything illegal, but I have to flee to South America, hide from the generals, and I don't know. I might cut that from my act. So it's really embarrassing when I have to go to a doctor for the first time other than my shrink. The cute 20-something-year-old nurse comes into the room. She asks me, what medications are you on? I have to say, Latuda, lithium, Lamictal, and that's just the L's. By the time I get to the R's, I feel like she's swiped left like it's Tinder. She's like, I don't want to match with this guy. She's critical of me. She thinks of me as a mentally ill freak. So then she starts asking questions. Are you bipolar? Yes. Are you depressed? Yes. Have you ever been hospitalized? Yes. For what reasons have you been hospitalized? For psychiatric reasons. I should tell her the 2 things that aren't wrong with me, the 2 medications that I'm not on. Then she leaves the room and she goes out into the hall. I hear her mumbling with another nurse. Well, it's either her or a voice in my head, but I think she was talking to another nurse. She says, what's wrong with this guy? Is he Frankenstein? What she fails to realize, I have the Andrew diagnosis. It's unlike anything she's ever seen before. It's my condition. Okay. So, I'm a 33-year-old disabled adult child. I'm sitting back watching my life pass me by. My dad tells me, Andrew, you need to pull the trigger as if it's a starting gun. Begin the race. Start your life. And I thought that was good advice, so I said to my psychiatrist, I need to pull the trigger. He said that apparently that's really bad advice. He told me recovery isn't instantaneous, like the pulling of a trigger. It's more like moving sand. Erosion can occur, as in a setback. Moving sand? That sounds Zen and Buddhist-like. You could have at least said constructing a house. Knowing me, I would construct my house on sand, and we all know how that would end. My house would crumble because sand isn't a good foundation. So I am moving the trigger, I am pulling the trigger, moving the sand, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going out into the real world, I'm trying stand-up comedy! That's your cue to applause. Okay, we're not done. So when I was in high school, I loved professional wrestling. I know oily men in their underpants trying to make each other submit with the moves like the mandible claw and crossface chicken wing. It's a little weird, but I loved it. My favorite wrestler was Mordecai. He was a religious zealot who did crazy things in the name of religion. Also, when I was in high school, I worked as a bagger at a supermarket. I worked for tips, and when somebody wouldn't tip me, I would crush their bread and crack their eggs. All that destruction was stressful, so by the time break rolled around, and bagging groceries is very fatiguing, so by the time break rolled around, I would go into the bathroom, start to relax, let it all hang out. One time, thinking I was alone, I impersonated Mordecai. I screamed, "Sinners, forgive them, Father, but I will not." Some guy calls out, "Are you okay out there, buddy? Is everything all right?" I was embarrassed and ashamed, so I left the bathroom. To my surprise, he pursues me. He says to me, "I was really inspired by your religious message. I would like to join your religious cult." I said to him, "I'm not a religious nutjob. I'm a wrestling nutjob." I was quoting Mordecai. But I gladly took him up on his generous donation. Like a donation basket, he puts donations in. So my mom has a heart condition. She can't have any caffeine because it will make her beat us faster. I'm just joking. My mom doesn't beat us, but caffeine will literally kill her. So one time she was drinking this water bottle, assuming it was decaffeinated. She was taking sips, and she looks at the packaging and she says, "What? Oh no, it says OMG caffeine." She thought it said, "Oh my god caffeine," as in an enormous amount of caffeine. We were skeptical and concerned, so we looked at it, and thank God it didn't say OMG caffeine. It said 0 mg caffeine, 0 milligrams of caffeine. What type of twisted beverage company would write on their packaging, OMG caffeine? Me personally, that's what I want in my coffee. I want a ton of caffeine. And that's what I get from the coffee shop every morning, the nitro cold brew. And that is OMG caffeine. Remember that nurse I was telling you about? She came into my supermarket. I was her bagger. She bought eggs. I win. The caffeine is OMG, but my mental health is WTF. And oh my god, you've been a great audience!
Around 2023 is when he really started to degrade mentally. He was refusing to take his meds because he believed his parents pharmacologically abused him. He thought his therapist was hired by his parents to abuse him, again due to the intergender wrestling thing.
Hey Ma, do you know what bursts my bubble?
What bursts your bubble, Andrew?
Deception. Sometimes I think people are deceiving me and are getting ready to betray me or getting ready to surprise me in a good way.
Well, that wouldn't be deception if they're going to surprise you in a good way.
Well,
deceiving
deceiving me about certain, benign topics, but it's ultimately going to be a good, surprise of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yes. So I'm going to explain to you what one example. I remember in my childhood how, Dad, quite frankly, would, steal things from the house, and I'd see it at a girlfriend's house who didn't even identify as girlfriends. Basically, the point is, Dad deceived me a lot in my childhood. So even though you might say some of this might be delusional, some of this is real too. You know what I mean? It's a combination of both, deception So there is past traumatic experiences that are etched into my psyche that make me think people are deceiving me. Monsters behind a mask in a way.
Can I give you an example of myself? Somebody, in Dale's family, I asked him about a phone number of a friend, and he's like, I don't have it. I don't have their phone number. I lost it. And the person didn't lose it, so that they're being deceptive in telling you that.
Yeah.
So, but you kind of just shrug it off to they're liars.
Yeah. I mean, I think when it comes to you and I, we're both very transparent. We wear our hearts on our sleeves, and we're pretty obvious. You know what I mean? I don't think we have any real major secrets.
And you know what's funny? Somebody said to me just the other day, when you're like that, that a lot of times you have to take a lesson in life and be a little selfish.
Because if you don't keep secrets, if you don't keep a poker face, people will use it against you. Yes,
correct.
Absolutely.
And especially if you say things that might not, I don't know, that seems, they keep their...
Yeah, I had a friend many years ago, and, I tend to be dramatic. I tend to be, very, very, say, and he said, if I got this, there's 3 friends. So he said, if I got this same exact text message from another guy, the third friend, I would be like over driving to his house, ready to rescue him. But the fact that it's coming from you, I'm not even scared even slightly. So when it comes to psychiatry sessions, sometimes, you have to they don't realize how dramatic I am. You know what I mean?
Well, that's part of your personality, and it's also sometimes can be fear driven. We can get, for instance, just talking about.
And I think part of the reason I was so heavily medicated with a mega regimen of psychiatric medications for 10 years is because of how dramatic I am. You know what I mean? I don't think I was really necessarily much sicker than.
Well, sometimes anxieties can make us dramatic.
Right.
If we're frightened about something or worried about something, and if I'm a compulsive worrier,
yeah.
I worry about everything. So I do enough worrying for the whole world. And when you do that, sometimes you project this like you say, dramatic kind of personality, and it gets you into a situation where people, they either make fun of you, use it against you, laugh at you.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me at work. And, because I'm a worrier, one of the people that I work with was in a meeting with everybody, was using me as the butt of her joke,
right.
Making fun of me. And so I've learned through the years to really be careful who I trust,
right.
And keep things close to the vest because people use it against you.
Right, and also sometimes I'm afraid, the Batista Triple H evolution thing, or Spider-Man Mysterio. Sometimes I feel like people who are deceiving you behind the mask might secretly want to sabotage you or hurt you. You know what I mean? But that might not necessarily be the case. People might not be
People are jealous. People can get jealous. People can get envious.
Right.
But I mean, for somebody to really take the time
to really betray
you,
yeah.
Most people don't have the time, the energy, or don't care.
Right.
I mean, unless they're just a complete lunatic with lots of time on their
hands. A complete psychopath who just I don't know.
Nothing else to do.
I don't know who would be
very very.
And what would the motivation be for that?
Yeah, there's got to be so many factors added in for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of take people.
And it's important to trust people. It's important to realize there are people who genuinely are exactly who they say they are, and to realize they're not a betrayer and a liar. You know what I mean?
Also, you have to not expect, and this is a hard one for me, not expect people to be as open and as kind and as giving as you.
Right.
Because if you expect everybody to be like you,
right.
You're going to be disappointed over and over again. Everybody's different. But most people have a genuineness to them. Most people.
Right.
Not all. They do. They do up to here, but they don't go the extra mile.
Okay.
A lot of people don't.
Okay, and that is
what it is.
What it is.
In 2024 and 2025, he really shows his desire to be accepted by somebody, and unfortunately, that somebody are his impatience or the people that watch him. A lot of these people are making fun of Andrew, rightly so, because of the intergender wrestling and the dog sin. They're just hanging out with him online. They're telling him to do silly things to feel accepted, like the mean kids at school saying eat dirt so you can sit at the lunch table with us and be our friend. He also started talking to a dominatrix online.
Idiot. 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 I am a pudding head. I am a moron. I am adult. Look right here, there's a piece of bread. I'm gonna put it underneath me. Look right here, there's a second piece of bread. I'm gonna put it atop my head. What am I? I'm an idiot sandwich. What am I? I'm an idiot sandwich. The dominatrix called me that. She said I'm adult. I'm a moron. I am nothing more than a piece of meat in between two loaves of bread. What am I? I'm an idiot sandwich. What am I? I'm an idiot sandwich. I'm a pudding head. I'm a vegetable mind. I'm a vegetable and meat in between two loaves of bread. What am I? I'm an idiot sandwich!
At this point, his delusions about his parents are coming to their head. This is the most upset with them he has been about a perceived wrong that most likely did not happen.
I hate you and I want you dead. I hate you and I want you dead. I hope you get cancer. I hope your family dies. I hate you and I want you dead. I hate you and I want you dead. I wish nothing but the worst for you, 'cause you are a monster. You are a fiend. You are a sadistic persecutor. I hate you and I want you dead. I hate you and I want you dead. But I'm not going to take any action to bring about your downfall. I'll prey on your downfall. I'll practice black magic and voodoo. But I'm not going to do anything because I don't want jail, the psychiatric hospital, or worse. But I hate you and I want you dead. I hate you and I want you dead. But they say the best revenge is massive success. The best revenge is to be happy and to live life well. But that doesn't change the fact, if something were to happen to you, I wouldn't cry. In fact, I'd be happy. 'Cause I hate you and I want you dead. I hate you and I want you dead.
He also rapidly cycles between delusions of grandeur and delusions of being a piece of shit. He can't really decide if he's a good person or not, and I'm gonna leave that up to you to decide.
I am nothing more than a piece of crap. I am nothing more than a turd that needs to be put in the toilet and plunged down the toilet. Andrew Koloski Porta San. Andrew Koloski Porta Potty. I'm a turd. I'm a piece of crap. I'm nothing. I'm worthless. I am a worthless whore. Andrew Koloski Porta San. Andrew Koloski Porta Potty. Stick my head in the toilet. Give me a swirly. Start plunging this turd. Degrade me. Humiliate me. I am crap. I am a turd that needs to be thrown in a toilet and plunged down the toilet. Andrew Koloski Porta San. Andrew Koloski Porta Potty. That's all I am. Crap!
He also, like a lot of people on YouTube, shares far too much about his personal life. He shared a story about when he went on a walk and he got too far from home and he shit his pants.
So I take long 2-hour walks. Oftentimes when I'm an hour into my walk, I'm very far from my home. And usually before my walks, I go to the bathroom because I realize I'm going to be far from the home and there's no bathrooms on my walk. Well, I had to go to this mental health recovery group, and I didn't have time to use the bathroom in the morning. And I was an hour into my walk, and I realized, oh no, I really have to go number 2. Oh no, I have to make a bowel movement. So I kept walking. I'm like, okay, maybe if I walk, I can make it home. But I felt the bowel movement coming, and I just had an accident. I just had an accident. I'm talking about a bowel movement. I'm talking about a bowel movement. But I walk alone, far from my home, with this accident in my pants. There is no romance. I'm talking about a bowel movement. I shit myself on my walk. And I pick up the phone and I call my mom. I say, Mom, I crapped myself. I shit myself. Can you come and pick me up? She's like, what, Andrew? You crapped yourself on your walk? She comes, she picks me up, she helps me get cleaned up. I'm talking about a bowel movement, but I sit at home on the throne, cleaning this accident in my pants. There is no romance. I'm talking about a bowel movement. I just dropped some shit into the toilet. Oh, shit into the toilet. Oh, shit into the toilet. Oh, shit into the toilet. Oh. My mom said, what are you doing, Andrew? Crapping yourself on your walks? I say, that's what they do in the military. If there's no bathrooms in sight, you crap yourself. My mom says, no, they don't do that in the military, Andrew. Andrew, if you have to go number 2, if you have to poop, come home and poop. Don't crap yourself on the walk. Don't shit yourself.
Andrew has hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage that, frankly, I can't get through in one video. If you would like me to post a part 2, let me know down below. Have a wonderful day.